Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cook. I sort of have you at a different angle today because I'm getting ready to feed my cultures. Now, I'm going to need another wooden spoon. Hold on. I have culture discard and you wonder what it is. What it is sometimes I end up with too much culture collected. And so what I do is I take the excess off and I'll put it into a jar here. And this is a jar that I add to my breads, I add to my muffins, to my cakes, or whatever I'm making, I'm going to be adding it to. And that's what my discard is. Now, the thing is that the discard has cultures in it, like buttermilk and yogurt. Remember how I tell you that if I want to coat meat before I cook it to help hold the seasonings on and the flours on, I sit there and I will use my discard culture in that aspect. The reason I can use that is it's got cultures in it. Yogurt has cultures in it and buttermilk has cultures in it. What it does is it breaks down the rawness. Like if you have chicken and you want to clean off the bacteria and stuff, West Indians will squeeze lemon and salt on it to get rid of that raw taste. Buttermilk can do the same thing, and so can yogurt in that aspect. Well, I am going to try to use my culture discard the same way because I'm going to make bacon and liver today for tomorrow. My son loved the clams and linguine. He said, "Mommy, I gotta have the leftovers." I said, "Okay, you're gonna have the leftovers, clams and linguine." So what I'm going to try doing, and I walk you through, mistakes or not, we're going to learn. I am going to take my discard culture and I'm going to coat my liver with it and see how it comes out, because I know the culture will get rid of that raw taste a lot of people don't like in liver by coating it in this. So right now I'm feeding my cultures at the same time. You can see I have this much here, so I have a good amount of liquid culture. This is my liquid one, by the way. I'm going to take some of it, and you can actually see me do it. I'm going to pour some into my discard here. Instead of putting it in my garden, I'm going to put it to use myself. Now you see the texture of this one? This one is a thinner one, and it's balanced very, very well. It takes 1.5 ounces. I've got to get my funnel, I'll be right back. But it takes 1.5 ounces of bread flour. The reason you use bread flour is because it is more binding. You want a glass of water before you leave?
That's okay, I'll get it at the Starbucks. Thank you.
All right. What are we getting? So cultures do not make meat tender. What they do is they eat the bacteria off the meat and the rawness off. And they mostly use it for chicken and for nothing else. Now, to a liquid culture, you added 1.5 ounces of flour. You have to add 2 ounces, literally 2 ounces of water. I think that's 2 ounces. Yep. And that's how you feed a liquid culture. And then you have to stir this liquid culture like crazy. You're mixing the flour and the water with it. But a liquid culture is thinner than a sponge culture. A sponge culture is much thicker. When you make your sourdough, you actually are making a sponge culture first. And then what you do is take some of your sponge culture, when you've got it, put it in another jar, and you start adding the flour, bread flour and water mixture that I just gave you. In about 3 days, you'll have a liquid culture. Show you my sponge culture. Let me put this one up. get it out of the way. Yeah, I have a lot of dishes. They're all over the place. I just did them, getting my dishes done. Now this one you can see I have a lot of culture here. This is way too much because the guys we have not finished the bread up, so I don't want to make any more extra bread. So I'm gonna sit there and I'll pour some of this culture into my discard. See? I'll pour it in there. And I brought this one way down. Now this one is different. This one is actually 1/4 of a cup of flour, literally 1/4. To 3 tablespoons of water. So you can see the water culture for one is different than the other. This is a measuring spoon, which is 2 tablespoons, and then it has a 1 mark for 1 tablespoon, so it's real easy to follow. And then you stir this one like crazy. Oh, didn't even need that. Can I get you in there? Yeah. And this is my sponge culture done. Now, what I do with this is I am not going to feed this culture. I'm not giving it any food because if I do, it's going to become a culture. This culture is dying, but it has the microbes and stuff in it, and it has all those enzymes and stuff in it. So I'm going to go ahead and use this in place of using buttermilk or yogurt and put it on the liver that I'm going to be cooking, and we're going to see how it comes out. They might come out quite nice. But I'll be doing the liver a little later because we're having leftovers again today, so I don't have to worry about cooking. So I'll be cooking a little later. I want to get the bacon out of the freezer so we can cook it. I can't cook it unless it does it otherwise. And why did I put right here? Now this culture discard, we do not feed this one. This one we don't mind it dying because it's got a nice sour taste to it, and we can sit there and use it in a whole lot of things. So we're going to use it this time, actually, like I said, for the to flour, and where we egg or buttermilk or yogurt, we're going to use the culture discard on the liver, and then we're going to flour, and we're going to see how it comes out. It might come out quite interesting, or it might come out as a real flop, but we're going to find out one way or another. So listen, I'll talk with you later. I have to get the bacon defrosted. Take care for now.